Okay, I'm recording this video because I am trying to seek asylum and not having much luck. I'm disabled, I am not having a good time here, and I have to write and read this statement because I can't otherwise do this because of disabilities. Hello, my name is Michael Wolf. I'm a citizen of the United States of America who fled the country I was born in and lived my entire life in due to persecution and being taken advantage of universally because of disabilities due to brain damage I suffered 12 years ago, which prevent me from protecting myself from selfish people, which unfortunately nearly all estadounidenses are from my observations. Briefly, estadounidenses are what you know as Americans, people from the United States of America. I will not call them Americans because America is a continent, not a country. I did not originally plan to apply for asylum in Mexico. I had planned to complete my ship in Mexico and sail on to Chile or some other destination to seek asylum. But I was robbed of the money I had saved up to complete my ship and treated so badly that I was forced to leave the United States for my safety and well-being. This is in addition to being harassed, tortured, censored, and put on the terrorist watch list by the U.S. government and the governments of the states of California, Washington, and Idaho, as well as city and county governments, especially Sonoma County, California, and including being blacklisted by non-profit organizations that are supposed to help people like me. Upon arrival in Mexico on my ship, I inquired with the UNHCR in Mexico via email about the procedure for applying for asylum. I had a tourist visa issued on 14 November 2014. Prior to the expiration of my visa, I inquired with INM, Instituto Nacional Migración, Immigration, through their website for information on how to apply for asylum. I received no answer to my inquiry and asked again, and finally had to state to INM prior to expiration of my visa that I wished to apply for asylum. Both of these actions fulfill my legal obligation to seek asylum. However, the Mexican government, specifically INM and COMAR, as well as the UNHCR in Mexico, Fronteras, and the Comision Nacional Derechos Humanos in La Paz, BCS, have all mistreated me and acted to deprive me of my legal right to the asylum refugee process. I'm recording this video then for the benefit of the media, who I hope will help me, or whoever can help me. First and foremost is that I cannot represent myself in these matters due to disability. I cannot even take care of a simple problem of Telcel ripping me off to the tune of 500 pesos a week for a service I am not even using very much of. So trying to even talk to a lawyer means I am vulnerable to being taken advantage of if I can find the means to talk to lawyers, language being only one minor barrier. I have sought help through every means available to me. I have given my private information to people I later found out simply wanted to hold the information over my head or otherwise abuse it and me. I am presently working with a man whom I do not know if I can trust and who asked me for, and I gave him a copy of my passport and birth certificate, and whom I have worked with for 6 months with no significant results. I have also given him 2,000 pesos. I do not know if I can trust this person, and I am doing all I can to help myself in consideration of this fact. I have contacted the Organization of American States, who mistreated me and violated my rights. I have spoken to local lawyers who said they would help me, but I've never heard from them again. I even tried talking to the immigration hearing in La Paz again, only to be told to leave my ship, which I depend upon, and go back to the country which nearly killed me several times, and which I fear for my life from. I am presently working with UNHCR, who are giving me the runaround again. I am not having a good time. I have been beaten up by 3 teenagers, paid a $600 bribe to police because I do not have $600 US, 10,000 pesos at the time, bribe to police because I do not have legal documentation for myself for my vehicle, which I require to get supplies for a living as I do not live close to town. I have been bullied by gringos who deprive me of access to the community bulletin board and who key their microphones whenever I attempt to use a radio. Gee, go figure. And over a year ago, I bought a sailboat for a Mexican friend on the promise that I got used to the sailboat for the first 6 months and that he would help me fix my sailboat. He sold it to a Canadian who stripped it clean, including of items belonging to me, and abandoned the boat, and also stole things from me and sold them. Father of the man I bought the boat for even told me via text messages, which I have evidence, that he did so because of my immigration status. I do not have any legal documentation. My ship could be taken away from me, and I would die if that happened because of health issues which make me 100% dependent upon a ship, as I have created within it an environment, the only environment I can safely live in. I do not have and cannot get a valid driver's license. I do not know how to and fear trying to get the documentation for my ship. I cannot open a bank account and have been harassed and deprived of my own money by my credit union, Lata Federal, in Masco, Idaho, and even by MasterCard Direct Express after I changed over to them. My plan, if I secure refuge asylum in here in Mexico, is to complete my ship, which I believe will take 2 years, about 2 years, and then sail myself away to a self-sufficient life, preferably on a Mexican passport as a Mexican citizen. I receive sufficient income from Social Security disability to support myself and allow me to save a small amount of money each month. I also have salvage rights to a boat with enough wood for my needs, and have made friends with a man who has most of the other materials I need for my ship. I do not seek financial or related assistance. The only assistance I need is in societal integration, such as dealing with documentation and other societal responsibilities, which are my weakest points thanks to disability. I do not trust the USA. I do not like the USA. It is a fascist country and always has been, set up by and for people who are not human by definition, for the purpose of exploiting the masses of trusting ignorant people. I will not delve into detail here, but I do not wish to be a U.S. citizen. I do not wish to support the policy of the U.S. government. I do not wish to return to the USA, and I hope dearly that the USA is dismantled or otherwise sanctioned by the International Committee for its gross and persistent crimes against humanity. The U.S. government has become a puppet for Saudi Arabia, the source of nearly all terrorism in the world, and Israel, a nation whose people have seemingly gone out of their way to earn what Nazi Germany did to their people in the Holocaust by treating Palestinians with the same callousness and evil shown to Jews and other peaceful peoples during the reign of Hitler. I will not live in a nation that acts unilaterally and with impunity with regards to human rights and especially the future of the species, mankind. I seek asylum in Mexico because I feel safe here, I feel comfortable here, and because I feel more like a Mexican than an estadounidense. A citizen of that evil nation run by that big jerk who is acting more like a dictator than an administrative officer as his position is defined in the U.S. Constitution. I am referring to Trump. I was treated in the USA the same way most Mexicans were treated, and I understand and wholly disagree with why. Mexicans have skills, they fix things, they are not devout consumers hell-bent on spending money regardless of need. They are studious, gentle, intelligent, hard-working people who can build walls better than any gringo, especially Trump. Estadounidenses are universally lazy, selfish people who are pathologically dependent upon their governments for every aspect of life, including purpose. I would be proud to call myself Mexican, whereas I am quite ashamed to be an estadounidense, and am tortured by my desire to be a true American, as a citizen of a continent comprised of hardworking and honest people, rather than that awful country up north that thinks itself better than everyone else in the world when the only reason they are in the position they are is because of their nuclear weapons. So that's my story, that's my situation, largely, and I don't know what to do. I need help. I cannot find help. The COMAR, immigration, will not honor my rights to apply for asylum. I have been here for 2 years. I'm basically in prison. I am in a small marine facility that is secure, that is safe, but I cannot leave it. I cannot leave my ship here. I cannot do anything. I cannot fix my boat. I am sitting around doing literally nothing because I cannot do anything because of my immigration status. I have a ship up there I could be salvaging. I have parts over there I could be putting on my boat. But I can't do a damn thing because I have to find help. And I don't know how. And I can't trust anybody to help me. So I need help. I don't want the attention. I don't need the attention. But I will take it if it gets me what I need, which is a fucking future. So, help if you can. Tell someone else if you can't. Ask someone else to help if you can't. But don't just watch this and walk away, please.